Hi, YouTube. I hope you're all doing good. I'm okay. I just got through working kind of hard. I had my last board out of Doug's scraps from his woodshed to be able to complete the inside of my kitty house. So, and a couple other things. I threw out some older furniture of theirs and put some of my older ones out there for them. And a little bit of insulation. I had this foam stuff, um, and my horse's blanket I put up on the north wall inside there. And the more insulation, the better. And there's not gonna. Typically, I wouldn't like if there weren't cats in there. I wouldn't hang my horse's blanket out there, but there won't be any mice or anything in there. So but anyway, so I was really happy to get that done today. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. So completed. So I thought tomorrow, even if it's kind of gloomy out, I'll take my best camera and go out there and finally be able to show you the completion of that thing. Last year, just I just wanted to get it done enough to get them in there and out of the weather because they're feral cats. So, you know, so yeah. So, anyway, and the one Tommy, I got a flea collar on him, and he kept all the fleas off of the babies and everybody else. So, because he's just a snuggy little boy. So, the one I call Yeti, he's pure white with a kind of got a little bit of pinkish tan in there on his back, but you can just barely see it, tiny bit of beige or tan in his fur, but he's really pretty guy. So they're all cute. I love them. I feel sorry for them. What do you do? I have the room and I can help them, so why not? And if I get it insulated enough, um, with like even a insulated wood floor, which is what I was going to do initially, but didn't have the time to do that. But can always do that. It can be a bunkhouse. So yeah, either way. So yeah. So I was really happy, like I said. And my main topic about today's isn't so happy though. And this is the truth and the facts. Trans men hate real women, and that's a fact. I don't know if trans women hate real men because I'm not a man and I don't have an inner man to get in touch with, you know, aside from Satan trying to push his thoughts in there. Everything about me is female, and that's right from the Spirit of God, the only father I ever had and my only guidance. That spirit is what my instincts are and what has kept me safe and telling the truth and loving people all along. And I'm not going to change one damn thing about it. Even too, if that means being angry with people because they're treating women and children like shit. No, I'm not going to shut up just to appease somebody with a mental illness, you know? Somebody's unbalanced and we have to ignore their criminal behavior towards women, and they think they have the right to annihilate women in their personal spaces and everything else. You're out of your minds if you think that's okay. And you're also doubly screwed if you don't stand up and help the kids and the women of this world in this situation, in these tumultuous times, towards who it's happening to, damn it. Who is it happening to? Ladies, children. Yeah, that's it. Well, men too on that, and trust me, the feminine spirit is more gentle and it's very disturbing to us and our children. So just put that in your pipe and smoke it, you know, or shove it in the other end of your pipe dream, you know. Okay, that wasn't really very nice for my very nice friends here, so I'm going to try and chill now that I made my point, and I'm sure I made it very clear how I feel about that. It's illegal. They're criminals. They're getting away with worse than racism. Far worse. And how would I know? Because I grew up in a Swedish Finnish household, adopted, with dark eyes and dark skin. I turned literally very brown, not tan, in the summer. And I'm with these pasty white people. How the F would you feel? Yeah, I do know the feeling. That's how I would know because I lived it. You know, how would you like prejudice every day of your life, every flippin' second? That's what that is. So these people are abusive towards real women and children, anti family, and unbalanced. And I do know because I worked in places that psychology was required. And I'm not backing down from my experiences as a mother and a woman, and just not doing it for anybody. So if I saw the things that I've seen involving children, I'm telling you, I'm going to direct the men of God to put you in jail. These are criminal actions, and some attorneys around this world need to start speaking up for the families of this world and quit playing their psychotic fucking games, you know? And if you allow them, you're a coward. Well, that was my topic today, so I guess I'm not done yet, you know? Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I might not get paid for doing this. I love people. I'm talking to people because there's people who feel the same way I do, and they're lovely people. I love you, and I'm not going to be quiet because I know that okay, here goes. It's a ethereal thing. It's a ethereal. Um times blah blah blah. Written and spoken in the same manner that their crafts are, only with the double whammy with God on my side. And I know that. What I'm putting out in the ether isn't just put out in the ether. It's acted upon. It's I've been a constant stick in the wheel of their system. And that's what I expect out of everybody. You know, for everybody else, that's just the way we roll. That's what people do. You know, we don't let the unbalanced psychopaths of the world just say, okay, do whatever you want to do. We put a stick in the spoke of their bicycle's wheel anytime, or even a metal rod, and make sure they can't motivate somehow, you know, that they can't function how they want to function off of you when you're around the psychopaths. And it is the psychopaths against the people of God that know what psychotic behavior is, because they're around it all the time. So, and for the record, I'm going to say it like it is. If you're around a cheater and they're using it for an excuse because they had that happen to them in the past, that's who they are, you know, because you just won't if you're not that. That's just the way that is. So, whatever. And that's the facts of life. So, I've had to face it before. I know exactly what that is. So, it's just the way it is, you know. If you love a cheater, well, it may not stop us from loving them, but oh, you know, it's just like when I was married to the father of my kids. We spent like 16 years together, or something like that. You know, it was pretty long term. I don't regret having a family and being married and having a family like that, and I'll never regret the idea of what I wanted, you know. So, and I don't know. I suppose could be Sunday. I get a little emotional sometimes on Sunday. Stop that. Woo. But anyway, because I'm used to making like Sunday meals, or I think I'm going to make steak tonight. Last night I had pizza. So, yeah, I need to go out and work after that. I had a big chocolate milk and a pizza. Not a pizza, but some 4 slices of a frozen pizza, you know. So, yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was a pretty healthy one. It was a local one, and they don't have a lot of garbage in their ingredients. It's from a little town called Kettle River, north of us. And yeah, we got a combination one. That was good. And local cheese, you know, and Wisconsin mozzarella is like the best. It's award winning, literally. Same with their cheddar, oh, their white cheddar, Wisconsin white cheddar. That's oh, to die for, almost. I wouldn't give my soul for it, but yeah, I might. If I didn't have any cheese for like 10 years, I might almost die trying to get some, you know. But it'd probably take that long. Like, gee, I think I'll try to drive to Wisconsin. It's not far, but it could be dangerous. There's a lot of traffic on a real busy little highway through really not quite mountainous, but almost, you know, type of stuff. So it would have to be in the summer or the spring, the fall. Yeah, that valley is beautiful. There, it's a St. Croix River Valley by Grant. Well, St. Croix, the town, and then going down, like there's Taylor Falls, and then Grantsburg, Wisconsin. We live closest to Grantsburg, um, kind of. There's other places that we live closer to Wisconsin, but not an actual city or a town. But yeah, there's a lot of wide open spaces. I mean, as far as woods and lakes and rivers, and a lot of beautiful area. Although, like I say, I do want to move, and I can just picture the spot that I'm going to be at. Um, I'll show you someday. I don't think it'll be long. Something tells me it's just going to be like kind of all of a sudden thing. Sudden thing. I'm going to drive up to the area I like and check the local realtors and see what's available and check some stuff up. Just like make a bunch of appointments in a day within a price range I'm thinking. So yeah. I don't know how soon, but maybe 5 years down the line, or you know, I don't know. Just know that I am surrounded by idiots where there used to be no one hardly, and it's almost unbearable sometimes, especially during hunting season. These freaks are just flipping freaks. They really are. I mean, sight in your gun and have it available. And if you need something and you're destitute, there you go. But I live around. The whole world's turning psychotic. They're fucking retards all the way around me. I need to escape. you know, it's horrible. It really is. Really is. Um, damn. That pretty tunnel road has turned into a tunnel for the animals. It's just terrible. No, it's still pretty, and we have some pretty respectful neighbors. It isn't so much that, it's because, too, I've always wanted to move where I want to move, so it's like, yeah, more mountainous by the big lake and a little lake close by. That's like my dream, and I can just see it. I know the area though too. So yeah, it'll be a while. Oh well. I was gonna say if I sound kind of, my sinuses are really bad. I have uh diatomaceous earth on some rugs in the, I think that's how you say it, in the kitty house really lately. But when I was walking around on it, I disturbed it more than the kitties would. So I just had that like up in my sinuses, and I came in and I was like rinsing it out and everything. And but yeah, because it's really fine. It is dangerous, but it also does kill fleas and mites, and keeps it out of the like I have straw in the one cabinet thingy and different things. Keeps the little bugs off the kitties, so that it's clean. So yeah. But anyway, so, and when I was walking across this one carpet I have for them, I have that just loaded with that. So yeah. Anyway, you'll see tomorrow. Looks pretty good for a kitty house. A street person would love it. you know. They'd move right in and borrow my cooler, Seriously. You know. I think Doug's cat popped my the only spare bed I have is a air one, a single one, and I think Bobby popped that thing, so probably just throw it out. That's what I need to do in my spare room. I need to just go in there and just start burning and throwing things out. I do that every so often. It's like whatever. So nobody around to give it away to. Not really. You know, clothes I can take to like the shelter in town or the thrift place or whatever, or use them for rags. So, boy, I was a hurting person last night. I don't know. I sometimes my one knee. I mean, I cracked it. I had water on the knee. They had to drain it. Sometimes both of them were bad, but boy, that hurt. Um, but the one I really cracked that thing when I was a kid, and I think that is why sometimes, like last night, I haven't used like icy hot for a long time, and I am allergic to menthol and a couple other things, and my eye is twitching. Okay. Anyway, um, so I put some of that on, and I was able to go back to sleep. But it's like, whoa, that did hurt. I think too because I really, really did a lot of strength training the last couple days, and which is good anyway. So, but yeah, and if you have like really sore, broken parts, you got to keep all your muscles around that area as strong as you can, and still try to baby that area. And when you're thinking about it, when you're doing whatever you got to do. That's a hard thought, especially if you have several of those spots, you know? So, yeah. It's like people not knowing how to lift things. That can be the most dangerous thing in the world. It's like when Doug and Jeremy were bringing that table in. And Jeremy was on the bottom of the steps and Doug was on the inside. They were trying to get it in, and I came in and I grabbed it by the leg in the middle, and I was able to help Doug maneuver it. But it seemed like, and Jeremy knew, we just flipped it like a piece of drywall and set it down like that in unison. And some people, and Doug is not a working with another type of person at all, was definitely more in the way because he wants to do it all by himself. And that's not always the thing to do. I do too, because I am leery of letting somebody else on the end of something else be in control of my back. So I usually do everything all by myself because I don't trust somebody else with large things and any bulky or weightful thing or long. Because I had um, a copper pipe crammed backwards into my arm on purpose. So, and I had literally streams of blood till I got in and I was able to butterfly that thing. And it took me a couple times trying to get it on there to literally right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. And there's a line on my vein. It was a sharp edge on a copper pipe. Hadn't been threaded yet. My can't remember if it was for my grandpa or my dad, but my brother and I, and he almost killed me. And it seemed intentional because he was 3 years older, you know. But I was able to luckily had taken Red Cross training and was able to save my life. You know, creepy, totally creepy is what I grew up around. You know, so when I was learning how to make a butterfly bandage, I did not know I would have to use it on myself. That's what I'm telling you. You know, so yeah, there is a God. You know, I have to remind myself that every day because I don't see anybody in my personal life not just saying what they do, but actually acting how I know the heart of my Father acts. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm not being arrogant or putting anybody else down or questioning your integrity. Um, I just happen to know who I am as a person, and I see a rising up of in a manner of speaking that wasn't there decades ago in my life. There is a rising up in people with the Spirit of God. Um, I know I think things and I can hear and see people demonstrating what I know um, God's Spirit to be, you know. So I'm doing the best I can to portray that for everybody out of love. And maybe someday I will have some kind of validation for what I'm doing. Um, Although I know I have a lot of love and respect out of personal friends, and I am blessed in the people that are concerned in the world and can learn something, or there's something here that you can enjoy a video. I appreciate that. I never know what I'm going to say. I leave it in the hands of God and what happens in my daily life, and I go from there. That's just like right now, I'm listening to a Robin's Hood. Um, for me, I like it best when he's just talking about what's on his heart, what's going on in his life, and he has contacted people. Like, I even said a prayer that he would be able to be on people's shows, um, to get out another voice for the voice of God and the concern for other people. You know, um, the man child in people that's coming up in our hearts, you know, that the Christ spirit. I'm trying to talk in everybody's understanding without really the religion there, but the spirit of God that is rising in people, whatever you want to call them. You know, the difference between what's unstable and stable, and what's an adult parent and what's not an adult parent, and what's healthy for your child and what's not healthy for your child. We all know these things, you know. So, just like I know what's healthy for you guys. Maybe not watching me smoke my cigarettes, but yeah. That's what I do. So, And if you came to my house and you didn't smoke and it hurt you in any way, I would go in my room for sure. Yeah. And make sure you had a place to be smoke free. And I used to go out on the porch when my kids were little. I'm not going to sit there and smoke while my children are eating a meal or something like that. And I go in my room and it was my time, you know, things like that. Or long places, I'd crack the window and make sure it went out, you know, when I was driving. So if they opened the window, it wouldn't work though, unless they were all open in the summer. So it just had to be a little bit and it would draw it right out. Depending on the it wouldn't work like in a pickup. It had to be like my Omni or a Buick I had or different things. They had to be the right aerodynamics of the vehicle that the smoke would go out. Unless it was like old with them wing windows, those were nice because you could blow it out too. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm considerate like that. Unless somebody's rude, I'll just like if I'm in my house and you're rude, I'll go by in a puff of smoke right in front of you, up in smoke, you know. So yeah, I'm just being funny now. It's tired time. It's time to rest and get ready to have a steak later, I think. You all have a really good week. Thank you for joining me or whenever you're seeing me. Have a really good night or day wherever you're right at. Peace, everybody.